What's up, guys? VENMO TheArtistVersion1 here, and welcome back to another episode of the Three-Way Dance. I am joined, as always, with Shelby, aka Shubs,
Ayo.
and as always with Nick as well.
Yeah.
All right, we are. What the hell was that? It said, yeah, like it was a question. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to remember. You have to remember, as I mentioned before.
Oh, and the fun thing I should mention right off the bat is that a couple people actually left us some questions to answer, so we can actually do some viewer questions. Yeah, I know, right? So if you are listening to this, let me get it out right off the bat here. If you have any questions for myself, Shubs, Nick, wrestling related, or non-wrestling related shit, if you just want to start getting to know us and shit, because we plan on doing this for a little bit until one of us just say fuck it.
Yeah.
Because it kind of defeats the purpose of a three-way dance if there's not three of us. So if one of us say fuck it, that's it. So leave them in the comments down below, and we will answer your questions on the next episode here. But first things first, of course, let's get into the spin cycle, aka the news cycle here. And I picked out 5 articles here. So the first things first is I feel bad that now we have this group chat, and one of us will post an article, and I'm just like, I want to say something about this, but then we have nothing to talk about on the podcast. You know, I don't want us to just be like, oh yeah, we talked about this already in the fucking group chat. But so the first thing is something Nick actually Nick brought up the first 2 topics here, and that is Teddy Long was apparently told he was too old to work in AEW. So let's take that for a spin. What do we think about Teddy? Well, here's the thing with that though. Here's why I think that's okay, because they don't have an authority figure, really. I mean, like, yeah, maybe Tony Khan every once in a while will come out and be like, yeah, you're doing this match. See you later. And then he bombs off, you know, but they don't really have like a GM or a commissioner or anything like that. So, and that was really Teddy Long's shtick in WWE. And Nick mentioned in our group chat, like they have Arn Anderson, they have Jake the Snake. They're mainly used in a managerial fashion. So, I mean, I can kind of see why they don't want to do business with Teddy Long.
Teddy Long was manager too, though.
When he first started, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was also
came back as another manager. Not that they don't have enough of those already.
I mean, the latest he managed anybody though was back in, what, 2003 when he managed Rodney Mack and Jazz and Nowitzki.
Yeah, and for a short time, D'Lo Brown. You know.
Yeah. If they hadn't have presented it like he was too old, I think there would be a little bit more justification, simply because there isn't really a spot regardless. So I mean, he's still, while still maybe a fan favorite in wrestling, I don't think there's just room for him.
Well, that plus, he's basically become a walking meme. I mean, what are the 2 things you think of when you think of Teddy Long? Tag team match player and The Undertaker. Well, both of those things, don't. I mean, I guess you could probably pull a tag team match player in AEW, but you're gonna go 1-on-1 with The Undertaker, and AEW ain't gonna fly. Obviously.
But and even the tag team match player, that's just gonna be everybody's gonna shoot at that being just to rip off WWE online. They're not gonna do that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I just if they had if they were going to introduce some form of an authority figure, and they, and you don't really want Tony Khan on TV every week, maybe Teddy Long. I think there's maybe somebody better you could get. Maybe no, Don Callis wouldn't make any sense. I don't know. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. So I guess Teddy Long would fit that role because I can't really think of anybody off the top of my head. But they don't really have an authority figure. There's no need for an authority figure. So, I mean, I'm not mad at it. I'm not like, oh my God, they should hire Teddy.
Yeah, I don't think they need an authority figure. I mean, WWE could pretty much ruin that whole gimmick, I think, over the years. They just abused it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right. And the second news article here, last week, William Shatner was announced as part of the celebrity wing of the Hall of Fame, and this week, I forgot which year it was. I think it's for this year or last year. Oh, is it this year? Okay.
Yeah.
This year, the 2021 Hall of Fame Celebrity Wing inductee is Ozzy Osbourne, who appeared at WrestleMania 2 in the corner of the British Bulldogs. He apparently sang on an episode of SmackDown. That one was new to me. I didn't know that. And of course, he and Sharon guest hosted an episode of Raw during the guest host era. And he is now a Celebrity Hall of Fame. So, Shelby, how do you feel about that one?
That's pretty much it. I don't know. I'm not big on the Celebrity Hall of Fame.
That's why I
portion
went
of
to you
Hall of Fame.
first.
Yeah.
That's why I went to you first, Uncle Corny.
Well, I mean, you know, their Hall of Fame's a bit of a joke in general, but
yeah, we did
I
this
don't know.
last week. Let's end that again.
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, like he has more of a contribution, and again, not to be so repetitive from last week, but like he has more of a contribution than somebody like Arnold Schwarzenegger. So if you are going to put somebody in,
that's fair.
I mean, I have no problem with somebody like Ozzy Osbourne going in. Like
Yeah,
I saw a
but
post. I saw like a board post online. They were just like, it was kind of akin to how Shelby feels about the Celebrity Hall of Fame, and like they're like if they're gonna do a celebrity wing, only the celebrities should be in it. And like Arnold Schwarzenegger was listed as one of them, which I'm like, no. And like I think Drew Carey was listed as not one of them, which I'm just like, and this is part of like the Drew Carey mark inside of me because I love the Drew Carey show and such. But like, here's the thing with the Drew Carey thing. Yes, he only appeared one time on TV, but here it is, like what, almost 20 years later, and you know when you talk about Royal Rumble 2001, that's like one of the top 5 things you remember.
Right.
Like other than Stone Cold winning and Drew Carey in the Royal Rumble, name something else memorable from Royal Rumble 2001 right now.
Well,
I rest my case.
Wasn't Mr. Perfect in it?
That was 2002.
Yeah.
Oh, that was 2002. Okay.
I say I rest my case. You know, so so for somebody like Ozzy to go in, I mean, he was quote unquote a manager at WrestleMania 2. He was the guest host during the guest host era, and actually had some funny bits on that show. I'm okay with Ozzy in.
I'm okay with Ozzy in. And it's like I mentioned in our chat, he now is the only member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. However, the one thing I can't help but mention is the timing is kind of poor considering what Sharon has had going on. And so I just wonder WWE's decision to put him in this year as opposed to maybe next year and put in somebody like an Alice Cooper this year, if that would have been better. But I don't have a problem with it overall. I would say
from the news that I've read, he wasn't there to accept anyway, so I really don't think it really matters with Sharon's.
That's true, yeah.
You know, with Sharon's things going on with the talk and everything like that. But, all right. Again, going back to last week, as we talked about a little bit, or I think we alluded to it a little bit, but there was the big, well, I wouldn't say big botch, but a little botch by Riddle in his promo with Asuka last week. But there is a news article going around that both he and Asuka are getting, believe it or not a lot of heat, but getting a lot of praise for how it was carried off. Asuka is getting praise for how she composed herself in the segment after Riddle forgot his lines, and apparently McMahon, Vince himself, popped when Riddle forgot his lines and rode off. He thought it was the funniest thing. So they are both actually getting praises for it. And according to old Uncle Corny, not our Uncle Corny, not Shubs, but to the real Uncle Corny, apparently back in the day, if that were to happen, Vince would have found the quickest way to write your ass off of television. So, pretty funny if you ask me. I mean, not really a news article, but pretty funny because like I was looking at it like that too. Once I saw like the news article, backstage news or whatever it said on the Riddle Asuka promo, I was like, oh, they're in deep shit. One of them's in deep shit. Probably Riddle. But no, once I read that they were both getting praised for it, I was like, wow, I did not see that one coming.
I just hope that they don't turn it into a blatant gimmick with Riddle.
I thought they were going that way on Monday when Riddle popped up in the New Day's promo, I was just like, he's gonna do it again. He's gonna be like, yeah, the scooter, and like, ah, damn, I forgot, and just ride off. I was like, I know they're gonna do it. They're gonna turn this into a gimmick, but they didn't. You know.
Well, that's
So I was
good.
actually kind of impressed with that.
They
Yeah.
probably, if he wasn't happy with it, though, they would have
Yeah.
done it just to make fun of him.
Yeah.
Just put it right in the script. Just be like, you have to do this. Seriously?
Yeah.
All
That's what
right.
happens when you write everybody's script and you don't let them just talk. Right? So,
Yeah.
All right. Next up here, believe it or not, a holder of a WWE Legends contract has tweeted Vince McMahon and actually wants another run in the company. And that holder of a WWE Legends contract is none other than, believe it or not, the Boogeyman. The Boogeyman recently tweeted Vince McMahon saying, Vince, please give me the ball. So Boogeyman wants another run in the WWE, and I, for one, am for it.
they're going to put him with The Fiend, and it's going to be awful.
I was just gonna say, is this where he pops up in the burnt out fun house
Yeah. Yeah.
and shares worms with Alexa and the Fiend, and they're all like this big happy family or something?
They'll make him a tag team, and
No,
then
no. Why not? Why not Boogeyman versus Fiend then?
well, they'll
But
make
what
a tag
kind
team,
of?
and then they'll make
How
him
do
turn.
you? I have a problem with the Boogeyman versus the Fiend because the Boogeyman was never a gimmick that was taken seriously. Even when they tried to get us to take him seriously, when he bit the thing off Jillian Hall's face, I can't think of how they could do the Boogeyman versus the Fiend unless they moved right into a Funhouse match, went right back to Tough Enough. How he lied about his age, was fired, and then brought back after Tough Enough was done as the Boogeyman, and
Well,
moved on from there.
that couldn't work regardless because you'd be breaking a lot of fourth walls because with the Boogeyman, they never really broke any fourth walls with him. He's always been, with Undertaker, they broke some fourth walls. Yeah, he's the dead man, but, underneath, he's Mark Ellis,
But there you go. But that hits the nail on the head. You can't break too many fourth walls. So how can you do a match with those two simply for that fact?
Well,
You can't.
maybe like Fiend decimates, Orton at WrestleMania. Fiend needs another opponent, bring in Boogeyman for a run. Maybe the Boogeyman is somebody that the Fiend fears.
I wouldn't buy it. I'm sorry, I just wouldn't buy it at all.
They had their chance with it years ago in the Royal Rumble. When Boogeyman came out and Bray Wyatt was the only one in the ring for the Rumble, I was hyped.
Yeah, I was
hyped. I was like, this is going to be sick, man. And then they just clothesline him and throw him out. I was so disappointed. But I'd be all for it. Even if it wasn't just like for a match against the Fiend or some shit, fucking bring the Boogeyman back. I've always been a Boogeyman mark, So I say, Vince, if you're listening, give him the ball. Let him run with it.
Or give him the work.
Right. And the final news bit here, Paul White of AEW has teased that Captain Insano from the Waterboy could possibly have a run in AEW. Obviously, he can't use the Big Show in WWE, or from WWE, I should say. And they have issued a trademark on Captain Insano for video games, mind you, but I can see no reason why they couldn't issue another trademark for Captain Insano for in-ring competition, T-shirts, all that good shit. So, would you guys want to see a Paul White Captain Insano run in AEW?
I think I'd prefer him as
see-
the Giant.
To
You prefer him as
see
what?
The Giant, or just Paul White, honestly. Like, I think I'd be okay with that.
Why not? Why not Captain Insano?
I don't know. It just sounds too gimmicky. He doesn't need a gimmick at this point in his career.
That's a
He
fair
is the
point.
Big Show. Everybody's going to know him as the Big Show, even if he's not called the Big Show. That's what everybody's going to know him by.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Nick?
to see what they would do with Captain Insano, yes. But for the fact that it's a dated gimmick from a movie that will be, well, that's 23 years old. No. So I'm kind of torn. I'm halfway on it because I can see it
Would you
working.
rather see Captain Insano from Waterboy with a run in AEW, or would you rather see Giant Santa from Jingle All the Way with a run in AEW?
Well, when you put it like that.
If they had him come in as Giant Santa near like the end of November and he just starts wrecking everything leading up to Christmas week, where like Daly's place, for example, was completely destroyed, maybe I could go for that. But otherwise, I would rather.
You know, now I think about it, I kind of want to see that. I kind of want to see Giant Santa in AEW.
We'll just tweet Tony Khan relentlessly for the next few months.
Yeah, he'll
bring
do it.
in Giant Santa.
You
Paul
probably
Wade
have
is
to do it
Giant
relentlessly. You'd probably just have to do it once.
Oh, well, maybe.
At Tony Khan instead of Captain Insano. Why not? Well, wait a minute. Is that the same? No, because 20th Century Fox owns Jingle All the Way. So he probably have to. Well, shit. He just buys licensing rights lately. He bought the licensing right to Tarzan Boy. He bought the licensing rights to that song for John Huber. So I mean, shit. I guess he could just buy the rights to that fucking character.
He also bought the rights to "Where Is My Mind" by the Pixies for Orange Cast.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good one. All right. So that was the news articles for this week. Well, some of the ones I picked out. Now we're going to get on to our favorite game that we like to play, and that is It Came From eBay.
Yay.
All right. Yay. So Nick Rossetti, Shelby, come on down. You're the only contestants on this game. So the first item that I found out, it's a weird one. No, I wouldn't say weird, but kind of different, and that is a rare WCW/NWO 1998 official merchandise catalog. This is like an actual catalog that you would flip through, you know, kind of like you get your Toys R Us book, flip through like I want this, I want that, but this was just mainly for WCW NWO products from 1998 catalog. How much is this product going for, Nick?
$13.
$13. Shelby, how much is the WCW NWO catalog from 1998 going for on eBay?
$20.
$20. Ooh, Nick, you just got there by $2. Because it is actually $15.
Wow.
15. Yeah, you're close there. All right. So the next one here. Next one's pretty unique. I found this one pretty unique. And if I had the money for it, I'd probably drop the money on it. And that is the World Class Championship Wrestling, WCCW, the Von Erich Family Board Game, sealed.
What?
This is sealed.
Was a thing?
Never been opened.
Yeah.
It features Iceman King Parsons. It features One Man Gang, Kerry Von Erich, Mike Von Erich, Killer Kelly, Gentleman Chris Adams. It is a Von Erich family board game from World Class Championship Wrestling, sealed. Never been opened. How much is this piece of wrestling history going for? Shelby.
$100.
Nick?
$440.
I'm going to give it to Nick on that one because the actual retail price is $350.
Damn.
Yeah.
Which, if I had the money for this, I'd drop the money. Well, technically I do, but I shouldn't really drop $350 on a board game.
Yeah, exactly.
This last one here, this one, whoo boy, this is another ass blower in my opinion. Sam Houston, son of Grizzly Smith, which I did not know that until they were like talking about making the Dark Side of the Ring episode on the Smith family. I did not know that until I fucking read that. I knew Rockin' Robin, and of course I know Jake Roberts, but Sam Houston, that was a new one. I was like, what? He's fucking related to him? All right, anyway. Sam Houston ring-worn boots, the Red Eagle design. How much are the Sam Houston ring-worn Red Eagle worn boots going for on eBay?
Well, considering Big Show's were 17,000.
But they were signed. These, I believe,
They were signed by Tully Blanchard.
But these, if I remember correctly, because I don't have the page pulled up, I wrote them down. I believe they weren't signed. So you're just getting Sam Houston ring-worn boots with a Red Eagle design.
Okay, well, I'll say 5,200.
Okay, Shelby.
$3,000.
Nick, you're 3 for 3 this week because they are going for the total of $11,000.
Oh god damn!
And just for comparison's sake, I wrote this down just for comparison's sake. But Rhino, current Impact star, former ECW champion, former WWE superstar, Rhino's worn singlet is going for only $500.
Wow, really?
Okay, now which spelling of Rhino is it? Is it with the I or with the Y?
That is actually a good question. I do not know. That I did not pay attention to.
Because the
Let's see.
$500 price tag might make sense depending on which one it is.
Let's see which one it is then. I was actually going to do another ring worn one before I found the Sam Houston boots. I found a Emma ring worn outfit. Yeah, I found that one. But let's see, where's this Rhino at? I got to scroll down a little bit because I scrolled down some to find something unique. Where's it at? Holy shit, is that DDP's ring worn gear? Oh, never mind. Oh my god, it's the one worn in the movie. I have $1,000 on me.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Excuse me a minute.
Yeah.
Add to cart. I'm kidding. I'm not really buying that. I would love to buy that, but
Fuck.
Christ, now I can't find this Rhino. Did somebody buy it? Okay, here's the Sam Houston boots right here. Let me see if they're signed. Okay, it doesn't say they're signed. Okay. I'm pretty sure they would say signed in the description. But where is this Rhino? Zack Ryder. What is it with every time I want to go back and look one of these up, it just disappears? Finn Balor. Okay, wait. There's the Finn Balor one. So I'm close because I was looking at the Finn Balor. I was thinking about the Finn Balor one. Referee. Here it is. Okay, yep. Okay, WWE, TNA, ECW, Rhino, ring-worn singlet, hand signed with picture proof and certificate of authenticity. It is actually the RHINO spelling.
Well, certificate of authenticity too, and only $500. Dang.
You don't rush out and buy it?
But ask like, and even ask like old school wrestling fans. Hey, do you remember Sam Houston? Even they're gonna have a hard time like Sam Houston. Oh yeah, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah,
so $11,000.
And they're not signed.
Let me read the description.
You're talking about like real like hardcore collectors though at that point. You know what I mean? And they would know who like Sam Houston is.
Let me read the description and see if they're signed. Let's see. Sam Houston, ring-worn pro wrestling Western style boots. These boots show signs of heavy ring wear, which is weird because I don't think he wrestled that much. I have no certificate of authentication, which okay, yeah, all right. The boots are red with a white diagram. The boots are rare. I've included pics from a match with Ric Flair in which Sam Houston was wearing the boots. He wrestled Ric Flair? Oh, damn.
Apparently. I thought he was mostly a or am I thinking of a different Sam?
I have no idea. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about him being signed. So, yeah. So $11,000 I think is a little overpriced here.
Very much so.
I think Sam Houston, like if I were into this type of collecting, You know, let's say I wanted. Let's say that's what I needed. I needed Sam Houston's wrestling boots. Why I would ever need them, I don't know why. But if I needed them, I'd probably be a buyer at around like 500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
I think
All
that
right.
goes with most wrestling stuff, to be honest.
Yeah. So it came from eBay, one of our favorite games here to play, or the only game really that we play. But we have a lot of fun playing it. So, we really don't have a topic this week, but I'm actually pulling up. We are actually going to talk about WrestleMania because at the time of this recording, it is WrestleMania week, and we are on the road to WrestleMania, and we are on
Doesn't
a
that
collision
start the Royal
course.
Rumble?
Do what?
Doesn't it start at the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, but
Been on the
now
road to
we're
WrestleMania
on
for a
the
long
final. We're on the final road to WrestleMania.
Final stretch.
We're making that final left hand turn, and we're going. We're on a crash course with it.
We stopped at the stop sign, turned left onto the final turn.
Pretty much, man. Like we see it in the distance now and everything, you know. And we are on our way to night one. We were going to do these predictions last week, but we were trying to, cut some time out of the show because our first episode went 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours. So I was like, let's keep it shorter. So we went 2 hours. So if you listen to the whole episode, hats off to you. So night one, April 10th at sometime. All right, just announced this week we are going to have a women's tag team turmoil match between Lana and Naomi, Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose, the Riot Squad, and Natalya and Tamina, and possibly getting the tag team of Billie Kay and Carmella thrown in there as well. The winner to receive a women's tag team title match the next night at WrestleMania Part Dos, The Revenge. So who are we picking? What'd you say?
I just laughed.
Oh, it sounded like you said no. So who are we picking to win the tag team turmoil? I, for one, am hoping that Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose win, but something tells me that Lana and Naomi are going to squeak this one out.
I fear they're going to go with Carmella and Billie Kay.
You think so?
Yep.
Here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping they'll do. I doubt it because it's WWE, and heaven forbid they do something creative. But I'm hoping that they put Kay and Carmella in the match, and then something, I don't know what, something happens to Carmella before the match, and Billie Kay's without a partner, and then Peyton Royce takes the spot.
I'd love that too.
I settle for that. But then there's the downside to it, because if you do go with that plan, they have to win the match.
Yeah.
They don't have to win the titles the next night, but they have to win that turmoil.
Yeah.
That's the only downside to that creative booking plan. Shelby, who you picking to win the turmoil?
Team Naomi.
Team Naomi. All right, Naomi and Lana is who you got.
Sure.
All right, next up is what some people are. There's some rumblings that this could be a show stealer here, and that is Seth Rollins taking on Cesaro. Who are we picking?
Cesaro.
Yeah, I'd agree.
It's
got to be Cesaro.
I want to say Cesaro, but you know the old WWE.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times, like, there's been times where, like, I'm eating, like, chips or fries or something, or, holding my crack pipe, and I go to hold it to my mouth, and then, like, I'm like, oh, yeah, Cesaro's got the win, and then, like, 1, 2, 3, Rollins wins, and then, like, I just drop whatever it is that's in my hand, because I'm just stunned that they actually went the other direction.
Yeah.
So you hear crunch or
I'm just like, oh my God. So I could see them go. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Cesaro win because, if anybody deserves like a push out of anybody on this WrestleMania card, I think it is Cesaro. But I think they're going to go with Rollins. Isn't Rollins? No, he isn't. Okay, I was like, wait, isn't Rollins undefeated at Mania? But no, he lost to Orton.
Yep.
Okay. Next up, we have, believe it or not including Hell in a Cell matches, believe it or not, we have the second steel cage match in WrestleMania history. The first one since WrestleMania 2. Braun Strowman taking on Shane McMahon. And,
we were talking about the possibility of Shane McMahon beating Braun Strowman, and then at the end just picking up the mic and saying, "I told you you were stupid," and I honestly hope that happens now. I really want Shane McMahon to win.
Wow. Okay, so as much as I want that scenario to happen, Braun has dedicated the match to anybody who has ever been told they were stupid. So I think it's a foregone conclusion that Shane's going through that cage. He's going to go through the cage and then through the table at the same time, or something ridiculous like that.
It's either going to be a finish like that where it's like, Shane goes through the cage wall and like, oh my God, Shane won, holy shit. Or it's going to be a Braun Strowman win. It's like, yes, for anybody who's ever been called stupid. Kind of like how they did Nia Jax and Bliss a couple WrestleManias ago.
Yeah.
Where Nia Jax was like, this is for anybody who's been bullied. And then 2 months later, she became a bully again.
Yeah.
And got beat by Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, next up, we have the New Day. New Day defending the Raw Tag Team Championships against AJ Styles in a debuting Amos. Who are we picking?
Omos and AJ after Omos takes Francesca 2, turns Xavier Woods into a popsicle, and then simply pins Kofi with his foot. And even AJ will be like, whoa. And then the announce team is stunned, and he just picks up AJ one hand and the belts, and the other goes to the back.
I think if you're a betting man and you bet any money on the New Day to retain, you deserve to lose the money.
Yep.
You don't think that guy's going to turn on AJ?
What?
Almost. Did they not like have a thing a couple weeks ago where like they were supposed to be guessing their partners like favorite thing, favorite match, and like AJ got everyone wrong.
Yeah, but I don't see how that's going to lead to a turn.
They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. Omos, they are concerned. As of 2 weeks ago, they were concerned about how Omos was in the ring, and they were hoping that it was going to go well. So, given that, I don't think they're gonna turn him. I think it's gonna be a squash.
Okay, let me retract. Let me rephrase what I said about betting money on the New Day. If you think Amos is going to turn on AJ Styles, then you have smoked yourself retarded.
He could align himself with the New Day. They're only a 2-man team now.
No, because Big E is still a member of the New Day.
Yeah, he's on a different show.
And they've said that though. They acknowledge.
Yeah,
that.
I did see this earlier tonight actually, where Xavier was like defending it. New Day's not broken up. We're just on different shows.
Yeah.
All right, I can't. Before Shelby goes any more lunacy with this, we have to move on. Coming up next, and what is probably going to be the match of the night, it is going to be The Miz and John Morrison taking on Damian Priest and Bad Bunny.
I really hope that this match.
This right here, this is going to be the fucking show stealer right here.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah. I know so. I know so.
Yeah.
What was the show? What was the show stealing match at WCW Slamboree 2000?
Is that the one with Karl Malone?
Nope, that was the one with David Arquette.
Oh.
What was the show stealing? What was the show stealing match at Bash at the Beach 1998?
Dennis Rodman.
Exactly. This right here. This is your moneymaker right here.
Look. I would.
Come on, enunciate. No.
Well, obviously, Priest and Bad Bunny win.
Yeah.
Why couldn't we have kept the singles match?
Do you really think Bad Bunny and or Miz could carry each other in a match by themselves.
No, and that's what would have made it awesome.
That would have made it no.
That's how it steals the show right
Bad
there.
Bunny is no David Arquette.
Bad Bunny
Wow.
comes out with Bow Wow suddenly in his corner, trained by Rikishi, and he's like, and Miz is just like, what?
Oh my God,
And,
Bad Bunny, Bow Wow, and Cardi B versus Miz, Morrison, and Maurice.
oh, and now you're just licensed to print money right there.
I know, right? Fucking Snooki as the special
We
guest.
throw Soldier Boy in there somehow too.
It can headline Money in the Bank.
Oh shit! Why headline Money in the Bank? Let's make it headline night 1 of WrestleMania.
Yeah, because suddenly it just changes. Breaking news on the pre-show.
There is no interesting news development. There is no pre-show for at least night 1 of WrestleMania because they do not want the first entrance in front of a crowd to be a pre-show match.
Yeah, so instead Drew McIntyre has to curtain jerk.
And speaking of Drew McIntyre, for the WWE Championship, Bobby Lashley defending with Drew McIntyre. And let me tell you why this match makes absolutely no goddamn sense now. Okay? Drew McIntyre won a match against Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin to bar them from ringside.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley then proceeds to kick them out of the Hurt Business. So why are they barred from ringside now?
Yeah.
Well,
What's the point?
and to further from that, I didn't understand the point of having that match, like, to bar them from ringside to begin with, because they didn't really join Lashley for his matches. That was only MVP.
Yeah.
His
Well, I mean,
whole-
I can see the psychology behind banning him from ringside because they could do a run-in. They could come
Yeah.
out, maybe cause some mischief and everything. But now that they're kicked out of the Hurt Business, it doesn't make any fuck sense.
No.
Well, I mean, just the fact that they broke up the Hurt Business was stupid. It was like one of the few good things on Raw, right? Like,
But now we
They
have,
all-
even though MVP says he's not in the Hurt Business, we have the new Hurt Business. We have Bobby Lashley and King Corbin.
oh God,
We have a better Hurt Business now.
no, it's not better.
We have Bobby Lashley, MVP, Baron Corbin, and pretty soon we're gonna have Mustafa Ali in there too. We're gonna have a better Hurt Business.
Oh
no, but
God,
Mace is there.
let's just put Bad Bunny in and be done with it. Turn him
And-
heel.
And what people are saying is going to main event night 1 of WrestleMania. It is Sasha
Oh.
Banks defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Bianca Belair.
Well, look at that. Bianca Belair is going to walk out of night 1 in the main event as SmackDown Women's Champion, and Will's going to be pissed.
That's pretty much
Yeah.
how it's gonna go. Pretty much.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah.
be pissed.
Yeah, I mean, it's she's gonna be the new face of SmackDown. That's just the way it is.
No,
That's the way they're going. That's what
She's
they
a-
want to do.
no, she's a whore.
I don't think she's a whore, but
I want somebody to snip that giant braid off. Just
You know, the funny thing about that, you know that braid's fake.
what?
Is it
Yeah, the WWE Network used to have this thing called the NXT Compound Challenge, which is basically all the NXT recruits doing like so they'll all compete against each other in like basically like ring drills and such like that. Well, Bianca Belair was part of it, and she did not have that long braid. So I'm just like, oh my God, it's a fake braid.
no shit.
Yeah. Yeah, so if the cock, aka Peacock, ever comes to Canada, look up the Compound Challenge, and you will see Bianca Belair without the long braid. It's a fake.
Look, we still have the full WWE network up here, so
True.
You know.
True.
Oh, you still have the WWE. All right, so
unedited.
my y'all have the unedited one?
It's
Yeah.
all unedited. They didn't touch it.
Yeah.
I can understand maybe editing some things out, but like, not only did they edit the Piper promo, but they edited the whole match out. They said fuck the whole match too.
Yeah.
You know, I can maybe understand the promo. It was a little risque for that time and shit like that. You know, but they said fuck the whole match too.
And
You know,
like
because
this,
like
to
if you
get
just
onto like,
if you just watch that match, if you watch Piper versus Brown from WrestleMania, what was it, 5? If you just watch that match without the context, you're just sitting there like, why is he half painted black? I don't
yeah,
understand. So you don't
yeah.
understand it. You don't have
Yeah.
the context behind it. So you're just like, why is he half painted black? I don't know. I don't know why he's half painted black. You know, so if they just edited the promos, it just be. But now with the whole match gone, it's just like now we're just losing a good Piper match.
Yeah.
And like, should we just be erasing history, or should we be watching it to learn from it? You know, I think that's a relative point as well. Is like everybody just wants to like, and that could be a whole other topic, but everybody just wants to erase things that they don't understand or don't agree with or find offensive, and it's like, well, that's still part of history, you know.
Like
Whether
I
it was
kind of want to get
that,
Peacock and see if like Chris Benoit's not on the network.
yeah, really. I
Because
mean,
in theory, if they're going to erase things that are offensive, then in theory there should be no Chris Benoit matches on the network.
At all.
well, I know if you like looked up the matches on like specific shows, it'd be like Triple H gets ready for one-on-one action. It wouldn't say his name, but like they wouldn't edit his name out of like being announced, anything like
It
that.
would be or it would be Triple H and Shawn Michaels get ready for a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah. Like they did stuff like that, but they kept like the original content in, which
So that's what I'm
was
saying though. If they're erasing stuff that's offensive, then in theory, when I'm watching WrestleMania 20 on Peacock, then there is no main event of the main event of WrestleMania 20 on Peacock is Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be funnier actually is if they kept the match in, but they edited Benoit out of all of it. So all you see is Triple H and Shawn Michaels wrestling and then no finish.
They edit Benoit out of everything, including the finish, and it's just the belt in the air. And he hugs a shadow.
Oh man, that'd be hilarious.
Yep. Oh my god. All right, so that is night 1 of
That sounds like a
WrestleMania.
potential meme right there.
Yeah. That is night 1 of WrestleMania. But before we get to night 2 of WrestleMania, you know what time it is. Hey Shelby,
Yo.
you like to work out?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like to work out? Do you sometimes have a problem getting that boost to work out?
Oh yeah.
You do?
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you, Shelby, I have a product for you. It's called Broken Arrow Pre-Workout. What you do with Broken Arrow Pre-Workout is you can mix it in with your water, with your fruit juice, with your vitamin water, with your smart water. You can mix it with anything. You know, it'll get you that pre-workout boost that you need to get your workout going and everything. And if it goes down during that workout, you know what else I have for you, Shelby?
What's that?
I have Ray's energy drink that comes in 11, count them, 11 different flavors, including a 12th flavor on the way, which is strawberry kiwi. And you can get all of these flavors at repsports.com. And you can get 15% off by using my checkout code ARTIST at checkout. So what are you waiting for? Go over there right now. And you can literally tell them that Artist sent you by using my checkout code ARTIST at checkout. And when you're done with your workout, you're going to be all jacked up on energy. You're going to have so much energy, Shelby, you're not going to know what to do with. So also, while you're over there, get yourself some hyper sleep. Bring you down from that natural high from the Ray's energy drink and the pre-workout. And again, get 15% off. That's 15% off at repsports.com. All right. Not as good as our last read, but good. I went back and listened to the read on the last show, and it was fucking hysterical.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You know where you can get these products at? Oh, I bet you're going to tell me. I was fucking dying.
I was a little bit more enthusiastic in that one.
Yeah, I was fucking dying, man. Oh my god. All right. Well, you know what? Before we get to night 2, let's build some anticipation here. Let's go ahead and do our other segment here. Let's do the Sportster List of the Week. here where we look at a list from the Sportster.com from the wrestling section, and we, discuss whether or not we disagree or not agree with the listing here. And the list I found this week is, I think, a pretty good one here. I think we're going to have some things to say, and that is the 10 most surprisingly good WrestleMania matches of the 2010s.
Okay.
Okay. And coming in at number 10 is this one. Whew, man, this one took me by surprise here, and that is coming in at number 10 is the Vicky Guerrero Invitational from WrestleMania 30. And the crowd goes mild.
What match was that again?
That was WrestleMania 30. That was when Vicky Guerrero had every diva available on the roster challenging in one match against AJ Lee's. Here it is. Then it was cluttered since it pitted 14 ladies in one match, meaning it was bound to be a mess. Add on that, some of the participants weren't heavily trained, like Eva Marie or Oksana, and it was in trouble. It also went on after the Undertaker streak ended, so the crowd was still quiet. Still, they had a fairly entertaining bout that was won by AJ Lee.
Well, I don't even remember the match, but I mean, thinking back, I was working a night shift, and I watched that match. Probably it was 7 a.m. the next day. So I mean, it might have been good at that point because I was probably out of it anyway. But I don't remember it. So I mean, sure, it can be on there, I guess. I don't know.
I'm just shocked that it made this list. I'm just like, okay, I think the next night is more memorable than this match, but
Okay.
All right, coming in at number 9 is Aleister Black and Ricochet versus The Bar versus Nakarusev and the Usos from 2019. Shelby got excited.
It was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. Blackochet, as they were known as online. I really thought Blackochet was going to walk away with the belts here.
Yeah, I think was that when Ciampa and Gargano had also got promoted to the main roster for a run?
That was right. Yeah, they got up there to the main roster, and then which is something that always amazed me because Ciampa and Gargano were up there, and then like Ciampa got hurt, so because Ciampa got hurt, they pulled Gargano from the main roster, which I was just like, how fucking unfair is that?
I don't think either of them really wanted to be on the main roster.
No,
though.
that's the thing.
No,
neither of them really wanted to be on the main roster, and
why would you? Especially considering their size, like they just wouldn't be treated fairly.
I can remember reading an interview with Gargano that said he was glad to have gone back to NXT, but I remember thinking back to the match that Ricochet and Black were going to win, and then go on to feud with Ciampa and Gargano, and then Ciampa got hurt. Gargano got pulled, and I was like, well, and then they lost.
Plus,
that didn't really make sense though, because Ciampa and Gargano were feuding at that point in NXT. So you have them feuding in NXT, and then they're on the main roster as a tag team. It's like, what?
Yeah. Well.
Plus, you got to look at it like this: it's good they went back down because look how well Aleister Black and Ricochet are doing.
Yeah. Aleister Black hasn't been seen since
December.
Yeah. Was he still wearing the eye patch?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. And then Ricochet, oh, that poor bastard.
Yeah.
I mean, at least he has Casey Catanzaro, right?
Yeah. Nice little flexible girl. Yeah.
Mm.
All right. Coming in at number 8 is Cody Rhodes versus Rey Mysterio from WrestleMania. Doesn't say here. It just says 2011.
It's 27.
27. Thank you. While Mysterio was a proven commodity, Rhodes wasn't. He was a guy with talent who was just starting his undashing gimmick, aka wearing the clear mask. This match over-delivered and had a creative finish that played into the feud. It helped launch Cody Rhodes into stardom.
I remember that. I actually watched Mania 27 in a movie theater. And one of the matches I was actually more pleased with, the few on that card. Shit, man. I can't believe I went to the theater for that. Anyway, I liked that match. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I was more of a fan of like ugly Cody than I was like. I thought dashing Cody Rhodes was a stupid fuck gimmick.
Yeah.
I hated that gimmick from the start. Oh god, I
The
hated it.
bags on the faces though, and and the clear mask and everything. I was like, this is sweet. And then it was done, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, hey, he has a mustache. I'm like, but he had a clear face mask, and he was going on about how he was ugly, and it was fun. Why did you?
No. All right.
Team Road Scholars. Oh,
This is one I don't remember. It's from WrestleMania 31. I'd probably have to go back and watch it, but it's Cesaro and Tyson Kidd versus Los Matadores versus the New Day versus the Usos.
oh yeah, okay, that was the pre-show at 31.
Yeah, so that's probably why I don't remember it. The Usos were only a little over a year into being a top tandem, while the New Day had just debuted and were struggling as baby faces. Tyson Kidd and Cesaro were a hot team, but Los Matadores felt like filler. That made this kickoff tag an easy one to overlook. They simply went out and had a fantastic match filled with action. Kidd and Cesaro retained, which I fucking miss Cesaro and Tyson Kidd as a fucking tag
Yep,
team.
me too.
I miss that tag team.
Damn Samoa Joe.
Damn Samoa Joe. Okay, sorry. Ready to rumble reference? Okay. Coming in at number 6, speaking of Cesaro, it is the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal from WrestleMania 30.
Yeah, I
don't really agree with this one. I think this is one of those things where, like, the list is what's this list called again? There's surprisingly good matches from the 2010s. Was the Battle Royal good? It was a decent for Battle Royal sake, but I think mainly they're putting it on here just because of the finish.
see
Probably.
the finishing sequence is okay, and I think that's why I guess all this list mentions is because of the finish. But if we take into account what happened after, does it really belong? No, because it did not do what they wanted it to do. Well, I mean, Vince pulled that back, but it did not hold the relevance that it should have in the long run. It didn't do anything for him in the long run. So to celebrate the match, it just doesn't really. It doesn't.
Okay. Here's another surprising one in my opinion, because like I didn't think this. I mean, like it's a decent match, but like number 5 on this list, The Miz versus Shane McMahon in the Falls Count Anywhere match from WrestleMania 35.
Why? Yeah. Oh.
Thank God we didn't. Thank God I didn't ask Aaron to be a part of this show tonight, because he would have had a fucking conniption fit with this one.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm pretty sure his head would have exploded. We would have had to call 911 on air.
I mean, like,
post-air.
Like I said, I mean, I think this match was decent. I mean, it wasn't the drizzling shits, know. But I mean, like surprisingly good matches of the 2010s WrestleMania. I could probably think of other ones that should go here rather than this match.
I could think of more than that. I mean, it's Miz and Shane McMahon, first of all. Second of all, it's a needless feud to begin with that didn't do anything for either of them, except for Miz's dad. And even then,
Yeah, it just memed Mrs. Dad. That's all it did.
like, that goofy looking dog. I remember seeing him and being like, "That's Miz's dad. Miz came from that. What?"
Miz is the Ivanka Trump of the Miz family.
Oh boy.
Both the Mizanin family, just Mike is good, but the rest of them are just dopey looking. It's like, what?
The Miz is the Ivanka Trump of the Miz family, much like Shelby's sister is like the Miz of the fucking family. I just look at Shelby's sister. I'm like, how does that relate to that? This is not a video podcast, but like if you guys saw Shelby and then like saw Shelby's sister, you'd be like, those two aren't related. Get out of here. Shelby's like, I'm not even gonna say anything to this. I'm just gonna let it go.
Moving on.
All right, coming in at number 4 is is definitely a match that, in my opinion, you guys may see it differently, and feel free to think so. But like, Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg from 2017.
I would put that higher.
What?
That was like, I enjoyed that ass whooping, man. That's where I'm at. I'm just like, oh, please let this be a Brock ass whooping, and then it turned into a Brock ass whooper. I'm always down for a Brock ass whooping.
Listen, the Brock Goldberg WrestleMania 20 rematch at Survivor Series was a nice little fun thing. That was fun. Goldberg fucking going over Lesnar, squashing him. That was a nice little fun thing. Okay, it was real cute. All right, but then we had Goldberg and Kevin Owens' Universal title reign in a quote unquote match that I'm still mad about that match. Okay, to this day. Okay, like I don't know what I'm more mad about now, that match, or like, you know, like the fact that Shelby's sister is hot and he's not. You know, one of the two.
That's a weird statement.
I decided to get one more dig at it. Okay, but my point is that then not only did they end Kevin Owens' fucking reign, but they built up this Goldberg fucking Lesnar match at WrestleMania, and like I don't think we needed it, for one, and two, it was just another glorified fucking squash from good old Bracky here. I don't think this match should be anywhere on this list. It was the biggest waste of fucking time in my life from WrestleMania 33. I don't care. Fuck this match.
Okay.
Shelby?
I don't think it was a squash. I mean, I think Goldberg got in a lot of offense too. It was just
he got like 2 spears, 3 spears.
That
kept the one
Brock
through the
didn't do a whole lot more.
Fuck this match. Fuck, it's so hard. All right, coming in at number 3 is Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns / Seth Rollins from WrestleMania 31. The birth of Suplex City, bitch.
Well, you know,
was that the birth?
The end.
Yeah. There was a close up of Brock after he suplexed Roman Reigns, and it's just him saying "Suplex City, bitch," and then that's where it was all born.
Yeah.
That's all he said. Like, he just suplexes Roman Reigns, and as they're like just getting a close up on Brock, like looking down at Roman Reigns, he just says "Suplex City, bitch," and then like it was born. You know?
Yeah, you know, I still had the same feeling about that match that I did going into it. Like, it could have been so much more.
This is way better than fucking Lesnar and Goldberg from 2017.
I mean, it could have been more than what it was. I think it was good for what it was.
I like going back to Lesnar and Goldberg. I liked Lesnar and Goldberg at WrestleMania 20 in that last match.
Oof.
Really?
Yes.
Oof.
Why?
Just whoops both their asses after, which I'm pretty sure was a shoot. I don't think that those stunners were meant to happen. I think that was just, you know what, fuck you both. Stunner, give me some beers.
Well, I think he probably called an audible.
Well, yeah. Well, that's
Probably said the fans hate this match. Let me stun you both, and we'll get something off this.
I'll have some beer, and everybody goes home happy.
Yeah, pretty
much. All
right,
coming in at number 2 is a match I think should be number 1 on this list, because when it comes to WrestleMania matches that I wrote off, like going into WrestleMania, I'm just like, who the fuck would want to see this match? And then when I watched the match, I'm just like, this match had no fucking business being this damn good. All right. And that is AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon from 2017.
Yes, I
I'll give
agree with that.
Yeah.
Because, like, going into that match, I had no fucking interest. I'm like, do we really need an AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon feud? I don't give two shits. And even up to the fucking match, I'm like, oh, God, whatever. You know,
Yep.
I think Shane's going to put on a decent performance. But then I watched the match, and I'm like, this has no fucking business being this good.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're pissed that it's good. It's just like, damn.
Yeah.
I enjoyed a Shane McMahon match. Damn. But
Well, it's not even like I enjoyed the Shane McMahon match. I just thought like it was just a feud that I thought was really unneeded. Which I mean, I still stand behind that. I think everything building up to this match, I'm just like, whatever, I don't care, But this match right here, I just thought was just phenomenal. No pun intended to AJ Styles.
It was great after like the whole year before where AJ faced off against Jericho and then lost. It was just a great. I think it was definitely better than his first WrestleMania match just for that.
Y2 jackass. Wow. And coming in at number 1, which I think deserves to be on this list, but maybe swap these two around, and I think we'd be okay, is Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Stephanie McMahon and Triple H.
yeah, swap those two around.
Yeah, because I had my doubts about Rousey coming in. She's one of the rare few that's had a debut match at WrestleMania. Not a lot of people can say they've done that. But she came in and had a good match. Even gave Stephanie a good match. Not enough to be number 23 on a fucking greatest of all time, but a good match.
Yep.
A very decent match out of these guys, out of all and girls in this one.
Yep.
Again, another one. I think this was another one like I wrote off. I was just like, all right, mixed tag match, fucking whatever.
This one I definitely wrote off.
Yeah, I was like, well, fucking, I'll watch it, whatever. But then I watched it, I was like, wow, this is actually fucking like way better than I anticipated.
Yeah.
I mean, Triple H and Kurt pretty much put that match together, right? Like,
I was starting to fall asleep by that match, getting on to Mania at that point that year, and it totally woke me up. I remember that. That was good.
No. All right, so that was the list. The review, the number 10 was the Divas Invitational, which I think we're all just like, okay. Then we had the Fatal 4-Way with Blackachet, The Bar, Rusev, and Nakamura. Which, fun fact about that match, the year before, Nakamura was actually wrestling for the WWE title, and now he's wrestling for the tag titles in the Usos.
On the pre-show.
Oh, yeah, this was a pre-show match?
No, that wasn't a pre-show match.
Yes, it was.
I don't think so because I watched it, and I don't usually watch pre-shows.
I'm looking here to see if it says that. It doesn't say it was a pre-show match. So.
Oh, maybe not. I don't know.
Okay. Then we had Cody Rhodes and Rey Mysterio at number 8. Then we did have a pre-show match with Cesaro, Tyson Kidd, Los Matadores, New Day, and the Usos here. Then we had the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which I think if you're going to put a Battle Royal on this list, it should be the one with Shaq and DDP.
That's the one Baron Corbin one, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had The Miz versus Shane McMahon in Falls Count Anywhere, which we all kind of disagreed on. And this one we were split decision on, but Brock Lesnar and Goldberg from 2017. Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, and then we add Seth Rollins later, and then AJ Styles, Shane McMahon, and then Ronda Rousey, Kurt Angle, Stephanie McMahon, and Triple H, which we think should be swapped around with number 2. Okay. That was the Sportster list of the week, and now we will get into night 2 of WrestleMania, our predictions here. So, the first match is going to be Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defending the women's tag team titles against the winner of the turmoil match. So do we think that the champs are going to retain, or do we think the winner of the turmoil match will walk out the new champs?
Let me throw out a new angle here. Going into night 2, challengers, Billie Kay and Carmella versus champion, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler.
This is your woman, and you can't even say her name right?
Hold on.
I was just about to say that.
Hold on. Shayna Baszler. Sorry. So about, maybe after the first or second match. Yeah, or even to start off, there's an injury angle. Carmella's out. Reginald's walking away like, oh, look at me. I'm Reginald. Billy Kay, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? And you see Peyton just kind of walk by, and Billy's like, wait. And everybody's like, oh. And then out come Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler, and then Iconics music.
Iconic.
And out come Billy Kay and Peyton Royce. And the
That'd be pretty cool, too.
Iconics then win.
That'd be pretty cool.
If not for
Yeah.
that, then champions retain.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, looking at the 5 teams, possibly 5 teams, if they do in fact add Billy Kay and Carmella. Looking at the 5 teams, I mean, Riot Squad, if they somehow win, yeah, champs retain. Natalya and Tamina, you know, they're kind of going hard on them. I could see Natalya and Tamina walking out, but the only problem with that is I don't see them going a heel versus heel match.
No.
You know, Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose, again, my heart would love to see them win, but Shayna and Nia have just killed them so many times. I'm just like, how can I buy them winning this time?
Yeah.
And Lana and Naomi, I mean, the only way that would make it would make sense because Lana would finally get the ultimate redemption, like beating Nia at WrestleMania.
It would be better if they went with Lana and Naomi and Nia and Shayna retained, and then Lana went through the table. They called back to it for the fans in attendance, just like
great.
through the table, you know, and you know if that match happens, somebody's gonna try and start that chant. Through the table.
They're gonna be chanting everything because they're actually gonna have fans. There's gonna be so many chants.
Oh, and the beach balls and the
now's the perfect time to get a jerk me off chant going.
Oh God. Why is the feed just a loud bleep right now? I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, there's just cussing and like
all you can hear is bleep.
And then you hear a cut from the truck where Kevin Dunn's just like, God damn it, what the hell?
Yeah, I liked it better when we didn't have live crowds.
You know, we could just
how stressful this was.
We could just put the Thunderdome in front of the fans while running the video package.
Yeah.
The truck rolls the Thunderdome in. It's just like, yeah, that's another thing. How is the crowd gonna be?
Yeah, we're gonna wait and see. Like I said, I think they're gonna be nutty.
Yeah, more than
like I said, I could see like some weird chants, some nutty chants going on. Maybe not as wild as "jerk me off," but you know.
Do you see, for example, they turn on McIntyre?
Hey, we're gonna sure as shit find out, aren't we?
Yeah. So that's one of the things I see, and I'll get to something else later when we get to that, like when we get to the main event at night too.
Okay. But coming up next, we will have Riddle defending the United States Championship against Sheamus, which I think if you were going to make any match on this card, a triple threat match, it should have been this one. You should have threw Ali in there.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
After the shit year he's had, I think he should have. I think he's earned this one. But
that said, for this match, I think given the circumstances of what has now happened, Riddle's gonna win. I think it sucks, but Riddle's gonna win. Yeah.
Riddle retains.
Yeah.
Shelby?
Yeah, Riddle retains. I mean, it's gonna be a bit of a throwaway match, I think.
Okay. Next up is a classic rivalry reborn, and Kevin Owens taking on Sami Zayn with YouTube superstar Logan Paul in his corner.
Why? Why is this a thing?
Because it's just because of conspiracy angles. Sami Zayn basically has gone nuts in storyline, and Kevin Owens tried to talk him out of it. Sami Zayn tried to say to Owens, like, "No, you're just not understanding." Like that. He's like, "No, Sami, like, just chill, man. You're good. Like, it happens." And then Logan Paul was like an advocate for the documentary Sami Zayn was doing. Logan Paul's gonna take a bump, obviously.
Oh yeah.
I
He's gonna
think
take a
Sami
stunner.
Zayn wins by way of Logan Paul taking that bump.
No, I say Kevin Owens wins and he takes the stunner afterwards.
Okay, yeah, that could work. Yeah.
Shelby.
KO.
Okay. Wow, you're so detailed. Next up is Big E defending the Intercontinental Championship against Saba Simba in the Nigerian drum fight.
What the hell is a Nigerian drum fight? If Saba Simba doesn't win this match and the Intercontinental title, I'm gonna riot.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna be pissed if he. First of all, I'm gonna be pissed if there's not a great big drum of some sort that Big E gets put through. Then I'm gonna be pissed if Apollo doesn't win. Like
Saba Simba, by the way, is our
Saba
code
Simba.
for Apollo Crews. But the Nigerian drum fight is essentially a no rules match. But I think their explanation behind it was like back in Nigeria, you would beat somebody so hard that it would sound like the drums beating. So that's why it's called a Nigerian drum fight.
So there's not gonna be any drums.
Well,
See,
sure,
I would
find
rather
out.
have like loud drumming noises while they're fighting in a pit.
Oh no.
Like that'd be perfect.
The Lion's Den returns.
It's a Lion's Den.
Yeah, so go, and there's just a lot. Like, yeah, no. I don't.
That'd be awesome.
Cinematic masterpiece right there.
Well, you don't even have to make that cinematic.
Speaking of cinematic, we have The Fiend with Alexa Bliss taking on Randy Orton in what is said to be a Firefly Funhouse, but that has not been advertised anywhere. They've been pushing that this is actually going to be a normal match. So, but I think it's fair to say that I think The Fiend's going to walk away with this one.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, and I just am past the point of caring about it. I feel bad for Randy Orton at this point.
Yeah. What? He doesn't care,
Because
man. He's making millions doing this shit.
I know, but I feel for the guy because he's now a veteran of the industry and he has to carry a gimmick that is played out, that they destroyed, and he still has to carry it, and it just damn.
Like I said with The Fiend before, hat on top of the hat.
Yeah.
They keep adding like the whole like, hi, I'm the Firefly Funhouse guy and I'm the Fiend. Like that was fine. Two separate things. Cool. We got it. Now you want to keep adding so many fucking layers to this that I'm just like, dude, like you had a good thing going, man. You know? Like now he's been burned alive. Now he's back from the dead. Like fucking like I get it. The Undertaker's not around anymore. You need a new Undertaker. I get it. But like you're adding so many fucking layers to this Fiend thing now where I'm just like, I don't know what to do.
Yep.
I mean Fiend wins,
Time
but
ago.
I'm just like, I don't know what else to do with this fucking
What if Randy Orton won and set him on fire again?
Then what's he come back as this time? A pile of
He-
charcoal?
Bo Dallas.
Oh my god. Why? Why do you want to see that so
sit at
bad?
home.
I don't know.
He's ready for a career in lawyering.
I thought it was
Lawyer?
real estate.
Real estate. I think it's
Burning him
real
until it just becomes Bo Dallas?
Yeah,
Oh god. Okay. Coming up next is probably Shelby's most anticipated match, and that is Rhea Ripley going for the Raw Women's Championship against Asuka.
If this match lasts more than 30 seconds, they fucked up. Rhea Ripley should just like big boot Asuka right the fuck out. Pin her 1, 2, 3. It shouldn't even be 30 seconds. Rhea Ripley is facing a goddamn child. And that is the way that they have portrayed Asuka since she took the title. Actually, since before she took the title from fucking Becky last summer or whatever the hell. This match should not go more than like 30 seconds.
wow.
Your hatred for Asuka is just astounding, man.
I don't even hate her. I know it's going to be a good match. I just the way that they've fucking written her and like booked
But
her.
they can't have a good match in 30 seconds.
Though, well, they will have they'll have longer than 30 seconds. We all know that. I'm just saying that it shouldn't last more than 30 seconds. Rhea Ripley should just annihilate her, and then that's it.
See, I personally, I don't like Rhea Ripley.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. For me, it's I don't know. I don't know the gimmick necessarily has a place. And when I say the gimmick, like this Fight Fest and
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff, I'm like, hey, but why? Like Raquel Gonzalez just comes out wearing her gear and then she whoops your ass, and I'm like, that's sweet. Tegan Knox, same deal. Why do you need to further accentuate your power with this stupid studded vest and all this crap? And then I don't know. I just considering what we were supposed to have and how we got to it and how Rhea just walks out and thinks she should get a match for the title. And now we're here.
Okay, but
Is there anybody else on that roster that deserves a match more than
that's
Rhea
where I
Ripley?
was going to go with that. Since Charlotte was out, you know, who else on the Raw roster right now would you put in Rhea Ripley's spot right now?
Who else in the WWE?
I wouldn't.
Like not including
I
NXT.
would have an interpromotional challenge match where Io Shirai challenges Asuka and we have a class. But that's just me.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Rhea's gonna win. I hate
Oh
it,
yeah.
but
I mean,
Rhea
me
wins.
personally, I like going with your, you know, I don't like Rhea Ripley thing. I mean, I kind of like her because she's got big honkers, but you know, whatever. But I prefer the heel NXT UK Rhea Ripley. That's Rhea Ripley I like.
Yeah.
You know, the face Rhea Ripley, you know, I think it's okay. You know, I think she does fine as a face, but like when she was in NXT UK winning the women's title there and against Toni Storm and shit like that, I thought her as a face or heel was like brilliant. I thought that was great. When she was in the Mae Young Classic as a heel and shit, fucking genius. You know,
Yeah.
this Rhea Ripley as a face, which I think they turned her heel on Monday. I don't know if that was just as a fuck you, Asuka. But if they turned her heel on Monday, then I'm excited.
She should be a heel going into this match. I mean, Asuka's already a babyface anyway, so
my understanding is she has turned heel.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
That's good.
Good. Now she can just go back to like wearing that mesh shirt where her big honkers jiggle around when she wrestles, and we're all good.
Long as she beats the Japanese schoolgirl.
But is she ready for Asuka?
Oh, she's
you are not ready for Asuka. Shelby.
My 12-year-old niece is ready for Asuka.
What's ready for Asuka?
My 12-year-old niece.
I thought you said my burnt pizza, and I was like, what? Burnt pizza?
My burnt pizza's ready for Asuka.
Wait a minute. Wait, off topic of wrestling. Wait, since when do you have a 12-year-old niece?
I don't.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute, I don't remember this. Like, isn't your sister your only sibling?
Actually, technically, no, but
oh,
like
really?
A 12-year-old viewer. I don't know how old he is now, but
okay.
Story for another day.
Yeah, I was about to say, shit. I've known you like fucking 12 years, and I've never heard about this fucker. All right, anyway. And in the main event, we have Roman Reigns defending the Universal Championship against Edge and D-Bry.
This didn't need to be.
This is going to be, I think, with the crowd turning, it's either they're gonna turn on Edge or Daniel Bryan here.
Yes, and that's what I was gonna say.
Well, they're probably gonna turn on all three of them because Reigns has been killing it as this heel character. So when Reigns comes out, they're gonna fucking go ballistic for him.
They're gonna go ballistic for Roman.
The issue they used to have.
They're going to go ballistic for Roman, turn on Edge, and turn on Bryan when he wins the match.
You think Bryan's winning?
Yep. And I hate it because Reigns should be winning.
I mean, if you were going to go with the triple threat, yeah, Reigns is the only. Because how does Bryan or Edge beat either of them and come out the babyface? Like, I don't understand how that would work. I feel like the only way you could make that work is if you had Daniel Bryan and Edge go one-on-one the night before as like a work rate match. Have Daniel Bryan go over and then beat Reigns the next night, like in a
The
triple
reason
threat.
Bryan is in the match is because Vince has become increasingly displeased with the way Edge comes across on TV. He comes across more like an old man than anything.
No.
And so, because he looks like an old man Edge to Vince, that's why they added Bryan, which to me says it's a foregone conclusion that Bryan's winning that match. The problem
See, I still
is,
think that like Edge should have challenged Finn Balor or whoever for the NXT title at WrestleMania. I think that would have elevated that title even higher.
well, I just think they're in an unfortunate situation when the crowd turns on Daniel Bryan, the new Universal Champion, at the end of WrestleMania 37 Night 2. That's where I'm at.
Why are they turning on Bryan though?
Because they're pissed that Reigns lost.
Yeah. Like that picture that Nick shared in the group chat the other day, Kong versus Godzilla versus Daniel Bryan, not the only one floating around.
No.
There's one of like Triple H, Shawn Michaels standing in the ring at WrestleMania 20, and Chris Benoit's edited out, and it's Daniel Bryan.
There's one of Orton and Batista, and it's like, you see what he's gonna do? He's gonna do it to Roman and Edge too.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that one. Like,
Yeah.
You don't think he's gonna do the same thing to them as he did to us, right? And he's like, damn right he is. So yeah, I think. I mean, I could really care less if either one of these win it. To be honest, like, does Edge need a Universal Championship run? No, I don't even think he needed the Royal Rumble. To be fucking honest with you.
No, like I said, unless he was going to actually elevate the NXT title, I think it was pointless having him win the.
Daniel Bryan, I think it'd be cool if Daniel Bryan won. In my opinion, he hasn't won the belt yet. That'd be kind of cool. Roman Reigns, he's doing his thing as a heel, so I think it'd be a toss up between either one of them, whether or not they win. So like either one of them, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, I prefer to go Reigns, and you know what? Honestly, fuck it, I'm just gonna go with Reigns. I'm hoping that he wins.
Okay. All right, and believe it or not, we actually have some questions from the last show that we did. So let me pull those up here. But before we get to that, hey Nick.
Yeah.
Do you like working out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like drugs?
No.
No. Good, because say no to drugs, because at repsports.com, they don't sell drugs. They sell Ray's Energy Drink, which has 0 sugar, 0 crash, has electrolytes to keep you refreshed and everything, and make you aware that drugs are bad and everything. And you can get a case of Ray's Energy Drink at repsports.com for 15% off by using my checkout code ARTIST. And not only can you get that, you can get t-shirts, you can get stickers with the Ray's Energy logo.
Oh, damn.
I know. So much stuff at repsports.com that you can get. Just use my checkout code ARTIST to save 15% at checkout. Okay. Quick one there. All right, so let's get to the question. Not a lot, only 2 people left questions, but I'll save that one for last, because that one's going to get you guys to pop. So the first one here: why do you think Vince agreed to let Jericho on Austin's podcast? This question comes from Andrew.
I would love to think that it has something to do with NXT moving to Tuesdays, and that this is Vince acknowledging that rather than see AEW as competition, there's potential that the companies could work together.
I don't think Vince has any interest in working together with AEW just because he has Chris Jericho on Stone Cold's podcast. I can't see it. I mean, how many companies has he worked with outside of, like, some of the small time guys like ICW and Evolve and stuff? Like, yeah, I don't think he's too interested in working with AEW.
Well,
how much you want to bet that they don't even talk about AEW?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Just doesn't. I mean, here's the thing too, right? Vince doesn't watch anything, and he doesn't watch his own product. He only reads, and he only reads what he wants to read, and he is not interested, I think, in any. As far as I've heard, he's not interested in any other wrestling organization in the world other than his own.
Huh. Well,
I think he does watch his own product when he sits at Gorilla.
Well, okay, but like he's not like sitting at home rewatching matches and stuff. You know what I mean?
That's true too. But I honestly think it was just probably a slip of the mind. I think Steve has gone on record, Steve Austin, that is, has gone on record and said he texted him and said, hey, can Chris come on my show? And he's just like, yeah, sure. And he's like, are you sure you can come on my show? He's like, yeah, go ahead. I think he just fucking plumb forgot. Like, oh, fuck, he works for AEW, right?
Oh, yeah, we're not paying him anymore.
Shit, he works for the other guys. Like, damn it, I already told him yes. Damn it. Like, I honestly think, I can honestly see that's how it happened. Because, I mean,
can picture Bruce Pritchard sitting there. Vince says, Bruce, I just got a message from Stone Cold that says, Vince, is it okay if Chris Jericho comes on my podcast? I said yes. What do you mean, Bruce? What do you mean? He works for AEW. Oh, damn it, I knew there was something wrong. Bring in somebody for me to fight.
Because, like, didn't he forget it? Like, he forgot at one time that Raven worked for him.
Oh, and then Luke Gallows.
Luke Gallows, that's who it was, not Raven. I'm sorry.
That's who it was. He forgot that Festus. He forgot that he was Festus.
Who did
and
he
of course, they all forgot that they all forgot that JTG worked for him for like 5 years and didn't do anything.
He thought that Michael Tarver was Shelton Benjamin.
That's right. Yeah, that was.
So like,
he
that's honestly
forgot
how
that he forgot that he had fired Shelton Benjamin and hired Michael Tarver, and then confused them.
So like, I can see that being like a slip of the mind. Like, hey, you mind if I have Chris Jericho on the show? Like, yeah, sure, why not? And he's like, oh wait, shit, he works for the other company.
I mean, he is a busy man, so I mean, but I'm interested to hear what they actually talk about.
That's what I'm like. I just want to see if they talk about AEW.
Yeah. Or
all
anything
right.
since he left WWE.
Yeah. All right. And the second question from Andrew here, and why do you think he finally let Andrade get his release?
Charlotte.
Yeah, fair enough.
The Flair family.
That, or like, Andrade pulled the nails and was just like, I will fucking kill you.
Okay, and you can work for the other guys anytime you wish.
Would even give you a 30-day.
Yeah.
Best of luck in your future endeavors. No, wait, actually, hang on. Best of luck in your future endeavors. As John Laurinaitis has had to tell
because he's back.
Yeah, you got it back, yeah.
All right, and the last one here from Andrew is, do you think the internet makes Vince out to be Do you think that the internet makes Vince out to be delusional than more delusional than he really is?
Seeing some of the 24s and just seeing some of the behind the scenes footage that they've put out in the past couple of years, I question it. We've always known he's an audience of one anyway.
Yeah.
So I think it's not necessarily fair to say that he is delusional. I think there's a certain degree that is made out to be that way simply because it's the age of memes. Like, I mean, worldwide, we've all largely been stuck doing nothing for years. So there's so much out there, so much content out there to meme, so much content out there to rip about that I think it's just been something that's been contrived overall by the internet wrestling community that has been perpetuated further, but isn't exactly true.
I think he is that delusional because, I mean, just like look at, because he's been said that he's the type of guy that will change his mind at the drop of a hat. I mean, look at a guy like Ricochet who looked like he was on his way to the top. I mean, you got one day on a Sunday, he had a WWE Championship match against Brock Lesnar. I mean, yes, he was squashed, but it was still a WWE Championship match. And then, no shit, 24 hours later, he was on Raw, jobbing clean to fucking Riddick Moss. Just like that, his push was gone. So I think he is that delusional.
Maybe. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I forgot about Riddick Moss, but then again, he hasn't been on TV, I don't think, since then. So
somebody who was just competing for the WWE Championship, then the next night they're jobbing clean to fucking Riddick Moss. Come on.
Yeah.
Shelby,
Yeah.
do you think Vince is as delusional as people make him out to be?
I don't think delusional. I just think out of touch. And I think a lot of that comes with age, too. I mean, you got to remember, at one time, he was one of the greatest promoters, his dad, especially. But even him, he was a really good promoter in the 80s and 90s, right? And even the 2000s and stuff. I think it's just he's getting older now and he doesn't know. I mean, he's trying to get the younger crowd in, but he doesn't understand the younger crowd. So but he's still adamant that he wants to control everything and he wants to do this. So he'll see something on the, internet or whatever, and that's what he'll kind of go with. I don't think it's necessarily delusional as much as it is out of touch.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, and the final question here comes from In No Way Affiliated, aka Brett. He usually shows up at the lives that I do, and I'm going to leave this question to you two, and that is: any tips on how to hide an erection when wrestling match gets really intense?
What? Don't ask Renee Dupree.
Or Iron Sheik.
Yeah, cheeky baby.
Oh, see, if you're wrestling fans, y'all get that right now.
What was the name
Brett's
on
not
that
even a
one?
wrestling fan. He just likes to leave fucked up comments like this.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why I saved it for last.
okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to hear y'all's reaction to that question.
Yeah.
And besides, Brett, if you are listening, the answer is tape.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, that would probably work.
Tape that shit down, you know?
Or you could chop it off.
Or if you're wearing elastic waistband, just push it up
There you go.
into the
Tuck it in
waistband.
there. Then you can bust one in your belly button and it feels good. You know?
Feels a little warm.
Do the woman.
What? I didn't say that.
Legs.
But, all right, so that was everything I believe on our schedule here. So there's the bell. That means that is the end of the three-way dance this week, guys. So if you guys liked what you heard and everything, remember, leave your questions in the comment section down below, and me, Subs, and Nick will answer them on the next episode. And hopefully then we'll have a solid, or I will, because I pretty much run it. So I will have a more solid topic for us to converse on next week. And also, if you're like, oh, you just posted one of these on Saturday and it's now Wednesday, we have also changed our recording schedule as well. We are going to be recording these Tuesday night and then posting them on Wednesday. So that's why you're like, oh shit, there's one on Saturday and Wednesday this week. Yeah. Okay, that's why. So with that being said, I am the ArtistVersion1 for Nick and Shubs. This has been the three-way dance, and we will see you next time.